Hello, welcome back. We are working for the first time on this channel anyway, on the Rotary MX5. I am showing this car at Coventry Motofest this year on the Sunday only with the GTR Owners Club. So if you want to come down to the car in person, make sure you come down and see me. I should be there to answer any questions that you've got as well. Always come down, come speak to me, say hi. But I've got a few things to do to this. First of all, I've changed the alternator. The alternator decided to give up on me, so I've quickly thrown in a spare one that I had. Also, I want to thank Yugen Works again, Tish specifically this time, because she's rewrapped my roof. I'll throw the time lapse in now of her doing that.
Cold night, dark sky, walking alone tonight. Feel the whirlwind, it sighs, no one by my side. Street lights whisper, shadows dance and play. Heart is heavy, bitter, dreams just slip away. Lonely soul I roam, searching for a sign. Echoes of my home, fading in my mind. Silent tears they fall, stars they blink and fade. Memories build on the wall, joy just seems to wait. Lost in thought again, wandering through the pain. Where does my heart reside in this endless night? Cold night, dark sky, walking all alone. Feel the whirlwind, it cry, lonely too.
I've got a now sort of rainbow glittery sparkly pattern on the top, which is glossy, and finally, as you can just about make out here, the silver back part is now gone. So that's completely gone, so that's great, because I hated that bothered me so much. Today I've got a couple of other things to do. First one is the wheels. I'm going to paint those. I never liked the bronze, so that's got to go. So that's going to be the first job today. And then secondly, I've got an equal length manifold to fit. Nicole got me this for Christmas. I haven't got around to fitting it, so that's what I'm going to do today. And then next week, if he's still available, my friend Nick is going to come down. We're going to help me fit that. Probably let him drive the car and see what he thinks of it. This should make a nice sound change to the car as well, which will be nice. So we'll see how that sounds. Obviously, I'll put in some before and afters of that as well. But let's get these wheels off. equal length manifold that I've got. This is from Gravity Performance. This is what Nicole got me for Christmas. So if you want to know more information, go on their website. I've also got Funk Motorsports Lava Rock titanium exhaust wrap. So there's two reasons for this. One is the engine bay on the MX5 gets very hot. Before I put the bonnet vent in it, if I idle too long in traffic, it sort of heat soaks and dies, which is not good. Put the hole in it, that's helped a lot, but the engine bay temperature is still quite hot. You can feel it as soon as you open the bonnet. That's a rotary thing, they run hot anyway. And then what I might do, if this works quite well, is extend that and do the sort of mid pipe off the end of this, and try and bring the interior temperature under control, because that runs down by my left leg, right next to the gearbox. So the interior gets quite warm from that as well. So if this works quite well, I'm going to do that as well. I'm not going to do a how-to guide on this. Funk Motorsports got one of those on their YouTube channel. I'll pop a link in the description because that's the guide I'm following. But I think there's two spots I'm going to struggle with here. Little tab down there, supporting tab, and then the O2 sensor there. I think I'm going to do this runner up to about here and stop, then this one around here and then stop, and then this one can go all the way down sort of between here and then over the top of the whole of it, and then run it to the end. That all done. I had to do two separate pieces at the end for the O2 sensor just there. Getting it around the bracket down there was a little bit, where is it? There it is. A little bit difficult, but I don't think that small gap will make much of a difference. The only thing I've learned is I need some better cutters, because the side cutters I've got won't cut these, so I need to go and get some more of those. So next thing to do, get this fitted to the car. This is my friend Nick, who hasn't been on the channel yet. I haven't seen for a while, but we're going to play race cards because I haven't seen him for a while. Yeah, you always are, because you've always given me good advice on rotaries and this swap specifically, because you've got an RX-8 as well, and you used to do work on RX-8s and stuff anyway, and you helped me do the rebuild on this engine, so it's been going to be good.
So it helped. I'm pretty sure I basically did it.
Yeah, well, we were in a rush.
Yeah.
It was a short time frame,
everyone chipped in.
Yeah. So yeah, Nick's going to help me do this. We're going to hang out for a little bit. Probably let Nick drive this if we've got time, depending on. Yeah, that's just Nick being Nick. Yeah, I'll let you have a drive of this if we've got time before you have to leave. And I'm also going to wrap the mid pipe on this as well, because I've got enough exhaust wrap left over. So we'll see if that brings down the temperatures of the cabin, because it gets pretty toasty in there. So yeah, well, I'm going to drop this onto a time lapse, and we'll get on with it. see, this is now off the car. As you can see here, a lot of people are surprised by this, but the stock manifold is a log type manifold. So this nice new one here should flow a lot better, and with it being equal length, it should change the sound quite dramatically as well. So we'll find that out when it's on the car. And I've also finished wrapping the mid pipe. I had enough left over on the heat wrap here to get down to the resonator towards the back of the car. This sits give or take under where the sort of around the fuel tank area, so this should all now protect the cabin quite nicely, so hopefully that'll bring the temperature down. sound clips in side by side already. It doesn't really sound any different, in my opinion. I think if you listen really carefully and you want to hear it at the top end of the rev range, I think it does sound a little bit higher pitched, but
Yeah, don't do it for the noise.
no, definitely not. No, it seems to want to pop and bang more though.
There were a few flames.
When we were stationary, I think it was popping and banging more, and I think with a proper map, I think you probably would see the benefit rather
So
than
that next then.
yeah. Well, I'm still running the standard ECU, so
We do a lot with it though.
yeah, we could have a go. You can map it a little bit, so maybe we have a play with it. And then Nick had a drive.
Yeah,
So
really good.
you're the first person to drive it that's not me.
Yeah, so unbiased opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, given how many parts sort of swap over from the RX-8 into the NC chassis, it's like hard to not do it, I guess.
But I think the thing, I said this when I did my walkthrough video. The only reason to do this swap is if you like rotaries.
Yeah,
I can't see there's no other reason to do it, because the 2.5 makes more power, the 2.5 makes more torque. If you've already got a 2-litre base MX5, the 2.5 is a cheaper swap. If you've only got a 2-litre, a turbo makes more power than this, and I think probably overall would be cheaper, especially when you count in maintenance costs. So
probably better on fuel.
yeah, but if you like MX5s and you like rotaries, this is the swap for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll put in a shot of the car on its new wheels, because I only really included that in the time lapse because I haven't filmed. That's the first time the wheels have been in the car, so I'll put that in here. And that's pretty much it for this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.